300 feet, it tells me right there. And without further ado, let's see what's going on. Like I said, I think we hadn't encountered any archers at this point. Actually, now might be a good time to visit the monster memory, which I don't think I've used in forever. So spoiler alert, this is a save file I think where I've beaten the game with it before. Maybe not. Yeah, that's a pretty good sign that I've beaten the game with it before. Morgoth is here. So these are all the monsters in the game, and I think I have probably monster memory for all of them too. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is see if I've killed any orc archers. And the reason why I'm doing this is just to let you know that this thing is here. You can find it by hitting tilde, or squiggle as I like to call it. And oh man, these guys have had a hard time with me. I've killed 254 of them, and they killed 2 of me. It's pretty good odds. You know, but orcs and elves seem more important than orcs. Like orcs, what the Lord of the Rings movie taught me is that they come out of like little holes in the ground, and elves take like forever to mature. So I guess that's fair. I haven't seen one in this game though. Yes, one of Morgoth's grim mockeries of the firstborn. That is really awesome. I think my mother called me a grim mockery once. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff here that you can take a look at if you just want to remember stuff about the game. If you don't know how to edit the artifact files, well, this isn't going to be super useful to you, but in general, that menu is useful to you. Cool. And it's just fun to go through that memory thing and take a peek at how much time you've wasted on this game. Not wasted, spent. A special bastard sword. Let's grab that. Let's see what happens if I wield it right away. Nothing. So if you have a special sword and you wield it right away, and it doesn't do anything, as in it doesn't identify itself immediately, it's probably some kind of slaying thing. So I like to take a peek at my inventory when I meet a group of monsters, just to see if the thing has started glowing, because that'll kind of give it away. However, there seems to be a dearth of monsters on this floor, which I'm okay with, but the viewers probably aren't. That was a clear worm. Oh, how I loathe the... I'm gonna shut the door behind me so they don't spill out. I think I've killed them all. That whimpering noise I made is because those sword spiders really pissed me off. Oh, hi guys. I don't like this corridor because I'm not going to get a lot of charge room out of this. Like, this is where I start to get nervous and I want to put some stuff in evasion, but not going to help here. What should I do? Oh, well, looky there. This is useful. Unless that... I wasn't paying attention really, but unless that bastard sword started glowing when I saw that spider, it might be orc slain, so I'm going to wield that. And okay, so here's the thing. Your elf is kind of dumb here, because if you're swinging at these things and you're doing damage and you're not sure yet if your sword is orc slain or not, you can look at the damage dice, because what did I do? I hit that thing. I had a critical, and it was 5d5. So if I had a critical on 3d5, it should have been 4d5 damage. But it says 5d5, and weapons that have slays on them give you an extra damage dice. So I know right now this is orc slain for sure. So if I keep swatting these things, I should eventually realize that I'm wielding an orc slain bastard sword here, which will give me 100 experience. Come here. Don't worry, this will just tickle. There we go. Yeah, I have a particularly obtuse elf on my hands here because his perception score is pretty terrible. And these are probably poison arrows. Those are great. Word to the wise, if you're not good at reading help. Like, forever and ever, I played Sil and I couldn't figure out how to shoot things out of my second quiver. Just, for some reason, it was very confusing to me. But little F shoots out of your first quiver, and big F shoots out of your second quiver. It's awesome shortcut. I love the way they've done it, but it confused the heck out of me at first. So I can get rid of a whole bunch of crap here. I don't need that short sword of Orc's Lane because the bastard sword is better for me. I don't need this normal short sword. I was just carrying it because it was good. The rest of it I could potentially keep, I guess, because it's not like I have inventory pressure right now. But all those orcs are dead. I will go back to my fat longsword. Yeah, no. And let's go see if that spider's kicking around. Hi. I like to greet to the monsters I kill. It just seems polite. There we go. Not too bad. Let's go off to the other side of the dungeon. These red centipedes, if you... What the hell? How did you pull that off? Oh, my evasion is super low, I forgot. Yeah, he's got decent attack too. I always forget. I always think of these things as big wimps, but they're pretty good. I wish that door was still working. This is starting to get embarrassing. If I get killed by like household animals, I will be pissed. Okay, technically I should switch to the greatsword here, but I just feel like I can kill this thing. Oh, it doesn't seem to be working. There we go. I just wanted him to make an error of movement so I could try and charge him, and it worked. Those things are awkward to try and charge because they move in like really weird ways. It's like dancing with a drunk girl. Be careful when you're walking around in this game because this is, right here is a clue. It doesn't look like much of a clue, but there's no dot here. So I'm guessing there's a shadow mold here, and I do not want to walk into that because it hurts. But it might be a shadow cloak. Nope, it's a monster. And he's behind this rock. I will leave him there. This is actually one case where the monster memory comes in handy. Like, clearly because the shadow mold is hidden in darkness, I can't use the look command to go check how much experience I get for killing him. But if I go into the menu here and I go to molds, and I click shadow mold, and hit recall, I'll get 35 experience for killing it. So let me check out the rest of this room to make sure there's nothing in here that's going to sneak up on me. And now I will try to beat it up. That's another case where switching to the greatsword would probably be smart, because those spores ignore defense. So orc champions are kind of like giant type monsters where they have a hard time hitting you, but they hit really hard. 3d8's really hard. Technically he could just kill me right now. And these are the kinds of guys where I like to sort of dance around them. Oh, why aren't you... See, this is why I'm bad at this game, because I'm just a goldfish and I forget about stuff that I own. So, let's wait till I get out of range here. Actually, I'm going to run a few scores away. Now I will use this bastard sword. Awesome. Oh wow, that was a good hit there, buddy. These plain old orc soldiers are... Oh, hi, Bolt. What are you called again? Gorgal. Fancy meeting you here. How do I want to do this? He's probably going to push through all these plebeian orcs. I don't recall if there was anything following me here, really. So worst case scenario is I start fleeing backwards a little bit, and a bunch of monsters come up the staircase, which, you know, given my luck. How hard does he hit? He's actually easier than an Orc Champion. Makes you wonder how he got his job. The problem with this setup is that if I hit him hard, now he's going to run for the stairs. Scoot. Alright, so I killed him. I don't think he's ever killed me, that guy. Well, that might be lying. Monster memory. Oh yeah, I killed 3 of my predecessors. But I took revenge, that's right. What did he drop? A decent longbow. +1 on a bow is always good, but longbows I don't like them because they reduce your evasion. And if they're just sitting on your shoulder, there's like not much point to that. Yeah, I'll go home now, you hear? Let's see if I can... I think they'll just go for the stairs. Like, why are you even trying? Get out of here. I'm actually quite surprised I haven't identified this sword yet. Like, it's glowing, and it's killing orcs like nothing. You'd think this elf would have figured it out. I got a lot of food on me now, that I know that that's sustenance. Okay. I'm just gonna leave that longbow. I'm never gonna use it. Who am I kidding? Oh, hi. So, somebody by the name of Clouded on the forums told me something about how to engage these guys, and I forget what it is now. But apparently there's a way to pull them out so that they, like... Oh, maybe this is it. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Clouded. That works really well. So when archers are kind of hanging back on you, they're just ridiculously annoying to catch up with and kill. But if they're at the end of like a corridor or a doorway, apparently if you walk a bit diagonally down and wait until they walk onto the square outside the door, and then triangle under them, they'll just sit still like idiots and you can just splat them. Oh, this is unpleasant. Alright, I did not know there was a worm in here. And this is actually dangerous to me, so I'm gonna do this. Let's close up. Let's grab these arrows. As far as I know, worms have to be within like 5 squares of you or something to replicate, so don't... The wrong thing to do there would be to sit by the door and then sleep, because they'll really open up there. But like, by all accounts and purposes right now, I'm stuck. Badly, because this room is full of goopy things that will surround me and hurt me real bad. However, there's a couple things I can do here. If I have a potion of true sight, which I doubt I have right now, it'll help me see them. Let's see. Well, I just took a potion of quickness, so I'm going to take advantage of that and eat this Herb of Rage. No, not activate the Herb of Rage, but eat it. Eat. Cool. And this will help me whack through a lot of these guys, because now I'm hitting all around me. And these guys are just mincemeat right now. Oh, and they gave me one in return, that orc that I killed. Am I getting hurt right now? I can't even tell. And I'm out. So, note to Sil players, Herbs of Rage are very useful when you accidentally let molds replicate like that, because you can just kind of plow through them. And I got a whole bunch of experience too. I don't even know what kind of orc I killed. But there was something else I was going to do before all that happened. Also notice that my bastard sword is glowing. So there are probably orcs near. That's what Gandalf would say. Let's take a bit more melee. Usually I'd emphasize will on this build, but I'm trying to emphasize melee this time around, because I usually die really quick. not really quickly, sorry, really suddenly with these builds, if I die at all. So I'm trying to avoid that by killing things quickly. I hate carrying these like strangely numbered torches around because they take up an extra inventory slot for no really good reason. That's right, you should be terrified. Oh, now I should be terrified. Damn it, Janet. Okay, that right there is a longsword of, it's like a defender longsword. It gives you extra evasion. And I would love to have that right now. So I'm just going to shimmy over here and Cuisinart these guys. I should have shot at him. Oh no, I shouldn't have. Never mind. Good. Jesus. Okay. Mother was a lawnmower. That's right. Throwing axe, spider, jaw. Grab me one of these. Oh, that's what I wanted to do when I was fighting those worms. I was poisoned. I wanted to try sucking down some potions to identify the anti-venom one. Great. And my sword, again, has stopped glowing, so I think I've scared away all the orcs. And this is a really good longsword for this kind of build, because I'm not investing in evasion, so any equipment that gives me some is a big help. And this longsword is a decent weight. It'd be better if it was 2 pounds, but can't complain. And I'll have a swap to that bastard sword whenever things get ugly. I've lost a damage die, which is undesirable. But I think I can totally get rid of this mediocre longsword now. The rest of it I will keep. And so normally I would try to clear out this floor, like I would go explore this area, but it's full of worms. Ew. So let's just not do that. And now we're at 350. So in one more will point, I'll be able to buy both hardiness and critical resistance. But now I have 12 will. So 12 will get me 2 extra points of protection. It's will over 2, so will over 6, sorry, when you take hardiness. So I might do that sooner than later. And this is like one of my favorite finds ever at this depth, as a lantern, because it gives you even more light. Daggers, cloudy potion, fast lantern. Where does the dungeon go? Okay, let's go grab this. Now I might not use this right away because as we go deeper, there's going to be more and more darkness-causing monsters, and I want to save my light for when I absolutely need it. My powerful lights, that is. But as soon as I find a flask of oil or another lamp I can refill off of, I'll just use it. Maybe if I'm really quiet. Sweet. So what I did there is I switched to stealth mode, which makes you slow. And I don't think I've ever used that key with this kind of build before. But if you hit capital S, it gives you a big bonus to stealth. Yeah, +5, which is like, that's a big bonus. And I let the orcs go on their merry way. Now, which direction was my merry way? This way. That is a mulip. Actually, mulip is one of the most unfriendly things to have behind you at this depth when you're in a corridor like this. Although I think I scared the heck out of that orc, so he's probably going to run down the stairs, and now I'm going to go... I spoke too soon. Okay, so this guy, really his biggest danger to me is he hits fairly hard and fairly consistently, like 3d4. The remove memories, I mean, who cares, I just got here. And he's probably not going to terrify me because my will is pretty high. Okay, but I'm going to go through him because there's one of him and a lot of them. Remember what I told you about fighting near the stairs? But look at them, I don't want to get cocky, but they're all trying to punch through my protection and they can't do it. That little bit of evasion from the longsword is actually helping quite a bit here, I think. The bleeding stops, that's nice to know. So I'm going to run back a few squares just to get out of range, and now I'm going to switch to this bastard sword. Well, actually, let me get a couple of squares. There we go. Yeah, I guess it would be kind of depressing to see your friend explode into a red mist. I bet you wish you'd opened that before, don't you? Okay. The other thing I should be doing is shooting these poison arrows at things, because well, it's not piercing, because I think I would have recognized that. It must be poison I just didn't see. Maybe it didn't take. Oh wow, I didn't even see him there. I wondered why the game stopped running for me. He's even a spy to me. Oh hi. Oh, I'm still using my bastard sword. I'm really like annoyed that I haven't identified this thing yet. I have a half a mind to just put like 1 point into perception and see if it makes a difference. I mean, he's an elf. He's like how many? Like 3,600 years old. You went to school. Didn't Grandpa ever tell you that, you know, if you're fighting orcs and your sword starts to glow, that's an orc slaying weapon? Okay. I think there's something shadowy right in front of me. So, at this stage in the game, when you walk into shadow like this, don't just assume it's a shadow mold. It might be a spider or a bat, and they're really, really, really not fun to fight when you suck like this. So, it didn't chase me. So either it's a really stupid animal. Yeah, the shadow's still not moving, so it's definitely mold. But I find that the shadow spiders and shadow bats, they're both fast monsters, and if they start chasing you, it's hell, because they will critical you like out the ears. But they tend to show up in quarters a lot. I don't know, maybe it's just how I remember them. And I'm nervous to try to charge this thing out of my way because there's a staircase right behind me, and I don't want to be trapped between a shadow mold and a pack of monsters with like no HP because I've overdone it. These grave wights, I've talked about them before, wicts. I know nobody's really been commenting, but if you ever feel like you might want to comment, one thing I'd really like to know is, how the hell do you say that word? I guess I could look it up on Google something. I never realized that they hit that hard or have that high melee. It's resistant to critical hits, but I don't really care because I have charge. But yeah, these things are pretty pathetic. They don't really... Oh, a forge. Oh, yeah, that is awesome. And these green guys, I think they... Yeah, they induce hallucinations. You are so obnoxious. What? Just get out of my world. Okay. These dragonflies really piss me off. I'm just going to be straight about it. Because they, see, it's a bug, and I hit it for 7 damage. Like, there are orcs that don't have that much HP. It has 5d4 health. I think they're nerfing this in the next patch. Or version. Like, I don't care how giant a dragonfly is. Unless its mother mated with an ogre, it should not have that much HP. Gloves... Okay. This is a quandary. What floor are we on? 350. Okay. So this is what I'm debating in my head right now. I don't have much experience to do anything with here. I could make a couple more armor things that, you know, might be useful. I could, with this many uses, you can actually do a cute little thing where you create some forging equipment and just by boosting, but what I'm thinking about is, maybe I should go clear out the whole level and get some experience and just pool it, because I'm doing okay right now. And then hopefully I can come back here with, a couple thousand experience. And at that point I might be able to, I need 2 more points of smithing, which would cost 700 plus 800, 1500. And then I would need another 1,000, no, 2,500. The odds of me getting 2,500 experience on this floor are very slim. But if I did all that, I could take Artifice, and I could make that identification helmet that I talked about before. However, if I just run around this floor hoping to get enough experience to use gainfully here, I really do run the risk of, hitting a trap, because my perception is awful. So I could hit like a pit trap, or not a pit, a false floor that'll dump me on the next level, or I might just get into a situation where I need to run up the stairs, which will waste this forge. So this is one of those trade-offs. Personally, I didn't really count on finding a forge at this depth, especially not a 4-use. But now that I've found it, I don't really care about losing it too much. I guess is there any armor? I could make a really good shield. That's what I should do. See, because if I make a good shield, that's really the only thing that's missing from my kit right now. Like, I just have a normal shield. But and a cloak. The reason why I'm debating just making one thing is because if by some miracle I'm able to get Artifice, you need 3 uses on a forge to create an artifact, not just 1. So I want to keep 3 uses on this, but you know what, screw it. I think I'm just going to commit to saying there's no way I'm going to get Artifice on this floor. And I don't really want to take Jeweler yet, so let's make the shield. Oh wait, I should wear my... Oh, I don't have gloves either. I don't have good gloves either. I can do a few things here. You know what, screw you, Artifice. I'm gonna just start making stuff. Yeah, I could make a good gloves, a good cloak, and a good shield. Let's do a round shield. I guess my melee's getting high enough I can make a kite shield. Oh, it's -2 attack. That's pretty shitty. Yeah, forget that. I'll just take a round shield. Protection? Deflection? I think deflection is more useful at this point. Oh, what? Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that's a really good shield. I don't know. I forgot you could do this. You could increase the evasion bonus. It's like, there's a different skill called Artistry that lets you, on normal items, like change all of this stuff, like attack bonus, damage, size, blah. But on certain enchanted items, you can twiddle with the bonuses, and I just always forget that you can do that. Let's pump up the weight a bit, just in case. Well, whatever. Who goes there? Well, it's probably an orc because my sword is blind. Yeah, you guys came to the wrong forge, I'm sorry to tell you. Finally, my guy woke up and decided, are you kidding me? This is insane. This is like, we came to Orodreth or something. Or whatever that thing was called that Frodo threw the ring into. Oh, hi. No, I got stupid. So, I don't know if we've seen one of these before. Mountain trolls, they're really... Trolls in this game, I think, need a bit of a buff, because they do hit really hard. Like, 45 is really hard, and it's consistently hard, but their melee is awful, and their defense is terrible, too. They have a decent amount of protection, but their evasion is so low that if you're wearing a weapon that is reasonably light, you will just critical them forever. And I think I ran towards it, so I can at least get a charge off, but I missed. Yeah, see, I gotta get out of here. Let's get ahead of him, slow him down. I think doors confuse trolls. Like, Yeah, that's hilarious. So I'm going to switch to my longsword because that's a much better weapon for this. Is he really that dumb? Like, did he just not know? Because you can keep critically in these things and just keep hitting them, you kind of get in the habit of just like spamming left when you see them. Don't do that because when they hit, they do hit, like it's a serious hit. Okay, so this is crazy. I don't think I've ever found 2 forges at this depth before. What was I in the middle of doing? You know what, just for safety's sake, I'm going to close this door too. Awesome. We got ourselves a nice shield. Now I'm going to make... I can drop this shield here. I'm going to make a cloak. What kind of cloak? I don't know. Protection or stealth? Okay, so this is... I like to play around with this in my head sometimes because it's a protection build, clearly. You know, I could keep emphasizing protection. But when you have, like, 4 sources of protection, adding a 5th isn't really a huge noticeable difference. But when you're clanking around the dungeon like a steamroller, your first source of stealth actually helps you a lot. So I think I'm going to make a Cloak of Stealth. Cloak of Warmth is really useful too, you know, because... Oh, but it takes Constitution. I can't really afford to get rid of that right now. But it is useful because there aren't very many ways to resist cold, and there are a lot of monsters that use it against you. Yeah, why not? 200 experience. I don't really want to give that up right now, but... I also don't know how you forge a cloak. Like, that's a bit hilarious. And what was the last thing I wanted? Oh, gloves. So I like to make gloves of dexterity whenever I can, because I'm probably going to find... You know, I have a lot of heavy weapons. That's great. Dexterity just does so many things that it's hard to say no to it. So this isn't going to do anything for me right now because I don't have anything to offset the dex penalty that I'm about to get. But this is around the depth where you start finding potions of dexterity anyways. I probably have one, or there's a high likelihood that I have one. Cool. So because I have this other 3-use forge here, I can make some rings and an amulet. Like, this is one of those things where I think I can just make a bunch of stuff that's going to be way more useful to me than a single artifact. So at this point, I'm going to take Jeweler, which is going to make Artifice more expensive later, but you know what? I don't care. And I want my forge gloves back. I wonder if I can make better forge gloves now. I don't think so, because I haven't done anything that would... Yeah, no. Okay, what did I just do? I took Jeweler. So I'm going to make... Rings of Accuracy at this stage, they don't cost anything, like, they don't cost experience, they don't cost anything serious. And they help me out a lot. Oh, beautiful. Okay, I'm going to make 2 of these. They came from the south. Am I wearing anything I shouldn't be wearing? I need my dexterity gloves. And it's not an orc. Oh. Okay. I hope to kill this thing quickly because... Yeah. I'll worry about that later. The reason why I want to kill those things quickly is because now losing my memory of the dungeon would be really annoying. Because if anything tries to kill me while I'm forging, I want to be able to run to stairs. So that forge is out of forginess. I'm just going to grab these because I don't want to think about it right now. You might think that having 99 normal arrows is more useful than having 13 plus 3 arrows, but you've seen how often I shoot. It's like never. So it's arguable. You should have thought that through better, my friend. Should go pick up that Herber Rage in a sec too. This is such a good setup for Forges too, because there are so many doors that it really masks the noise of what I'm doing. I couldn't really ask for better than this. You guys are giving me good luck. I'll probably still die, but I'll put up a good fight. I'm gonna make another ring of accuracy. The reason why I'm going so heavy on accuracy rings is because this will allow me to kind of ignore melee for a while and pump up will the way I want to. And then I'm going to start going up the evasion tree too. So this really like minimal investment. Like I've essentially invested nothing. I put 1,000 experience into Jeweler, but I have to take that eventually anyways. And I get a leg up. And how many more uses? There are 2 more. So I'm going to probably make an amulet. I would really like to make this amulet a constitution, but it will lead me... See, this is one of those things where Sil really likes to screw with you. If you want to make an amulet a constitution, because it's so good, it sits on your chest and gives you like way more HP than you normally have. Instead of just doing this thing where you break even by making it, they actually force you to carry a penalty around. So if I had a potion of constitution in my inventory right now, I would make this without a second thought. But I don't. I could make one of these, and that will help my smithing later on, but not by a heck of a lot. I like these Blessed Realm amulets. Right now this looks like it's out of reach, 21. But what I can do is make an amulet of the Blessed Realm plus 0, and it'll still sustain my grace, and it will light the dungeon around me. I'll still have to take a grace penalty of 2, which seems ridiculous, but... and the question is, what do I do with my last use? So I have a spare use of a forge just like sitting around. I could just make a ring that I think I have. I can make one of these lesser jewels of brightness. That takes up grace too, though. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to teach our Sil viewers a lesson. I have a reasonably complicated decision to make here, and I don't really want to defer it because I guess I could explore the whole level and come back. Yeah, that's probably the right decision. But I'm going to stop the video here, mostly because I did not expect to play this long. Welcome to the world of Sil, I guess. And I may be thinking about this, you know, before I start the next game or the next session, and come to a better conclusion as to what I should do right now. But that was pretty cool. I'm excited about these new things that we've created for ourselves. Our character's looking really good. Plus 15 melee at 350 feet is awesome. We're going to start Cuisinarting things real bad now. And I will be able to take critical resistance and hardiness really soon. So things are shaping up. Hope you enjoyed this one, and sorry for my rambling. See, I'm not really familiar with this build, I'm going to be honest. I've done it a few times, but most of what I know about it, it's from having seen other people post their characters, and the other people posting their characters are like way better at the game than I am. So that's why I've gone from sounding, you know, kind of sure about what I'm doing to sort of just thinking out loud, because I don't really know entirely what I'm doing. I have a recipe where I go for will first and then for evasion, but situations like this where you get thrown a curveball, in this case it was a good curveball, I got way more forges than I expected to find. It kind of throws me for a loop and I have to think about how I'm going to react. So before I sign off, I want to switch to this Defender Longsword because that's my most survivalist mode, I guess. And I don't want to forget that I'm wielding it when I log in next time. So cool, thanks for joining in, and I will see you guys next time.